just going to record it, and then I'll actually post this to our YouTube page, which I've set up. I'm just still in the process of modifying. But so jump in at any time if there's any questions. And yeah, don't hesitate to offer anything if you've got some interesting information to share. So the thing that I've learned a lot recently by watching these listening to these MLM podcasts and reading some of the books is that this is an enormous industry, and it's an industry that's growing exponentially. But at its key, I guess, centre is the fact that we're made up of a compensation plan, a product or a service, and a community. And every network marketing company is exactly the same. It consists of a product or a service, a compensation plan, and a community. And it's really up to us as the individual to decide which company that we're going to align ourselves with based upon each of our values around the product, the compensation plan, and the community. And I think each of us here knows why we have chosen the Juice Plus company. But I think it's just always really important to be thinking around that, particularly if people are challenging you who might be coming from another company or who might be looking at a different compensation plan, that it's not just about that one sole thing by itself. It's actually a combination of the product, the compensation plan, and the community. So I want to talk very briefly about the network marketing or multi-level marketing industry itself, and talk very much around what Gordon Hester had to say in his presentation a few weeks ago. If you would like to go and have a look at that, if you go to the Australian New Zealand franchise Facebook page and type in Gordon Hester at the top, you'll find that particular recording that he did, that webinar that he did. And I'd recommend, if you've got an hour's time, that you go back and have a look at part one of that two-part series he did. But just as a bit of background, the state of the world economy right now is such that greater than 2/3 of the world population earns less than the equivalent of $2 per day, and yet the global income is getting greater, which means that essentially the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. Right now there are some 3 billion people around the world who are looking for work, and certainly with our Australian economy the way that it is right now, there's going to be a lot more people looking for jobs coming back off the mines. But at the moment in the world, with 3 billion people looking, there's only 1.2 billion jobs that are actually available at any one time. So we have a deficit. We have a lot more people looking for work than there is work available. And combined with this, we have this mindset about capitalism, conscious capitalism particularly. It's a new economic mindset, and it's really providing an opportunity for more people to become involved in capitalism and participate and succeed. So I guess looking at all of those factors in the world, the business model that seems, or the wealth growing model that seems to work the best, is a combination of you plus others. And leveraging the time of others. And that's where the direct sales and network marketing industry is perfectly placed to be able to do that. You know, you'll be able to build business yourself through direct sales, but then you're also able to leverage off others who are building as well. So looking particularly at network marketing, there are currently 10,000 companies that utilise a network marketing model to move their products or services. So that's a lot of businesses that are using the principles of network marketing. At the moment, there are 200 billion sales annually going through the network marketing industry. So, you know, it's a really viable industry, and we have a continuous upward trend in growth of that industry. Gordon Hester talked about the growth in the industry compared to the GDP, global GDP. And over the last 24 years, there's been a 380% growth in the network marketing industry versus a 91% growth GDP globally. And that growth in the network marketing industry is in any economic climate and in any political season. So it's a model that certainly grows in all of those. I might just mute for a sec, guys. There's a bit of noise in the background. Okay. Thumbs up if you can still hear me. Yep, great. Beautiful. Just shut that down. So as far as a business model compared to other models in the world, it's certainly a very viable one that is growing. In the US alone, and we know that the US embraces the multi-level marketing system, they have greater than 90 million people involved in network marketing and direct sales. And in the world, there's greater than 100 million people. So you can see the vast majority of people involved in network marketing are based in the US, but it also means there's great potential around the rest of the world for people to embrace this model of business. As far as jobs go, if people are identifying themselves as having a job in network marketing, there's been an 881% growth in jobs within the network marketing profession versus only a 4% growth in global jobs in other industries. And that's despite a 33% growth in the population. So what it says is that if people aren't able to get a job in a company, then they're actually creating their own. And what that means is we have this new wave of entrepreneurs, people creating their own success, particularly utilising the network marketing model. Network marketing exists in 170 of the 196 countries around the world. So it's a model that is easily recognised in any economy. And when you look at the sales within network marketing, 45% of all network marketing sales occur within the top 100 network marketing companies. The other 55% of sales is spread across the 10 or 990 remaining companies that identify themselves as network marketing companies. So 45% is in the top 100 network marketing companies. So what would make a top 100 company? Well, there's two key features that have been identified as being consistent across those top 100 companies. The first thing is that they've been in business for greater than 30 years. So, if you're going to align yourself with a network marketing company, you want to make sure it's been a company that's been around for a long time. Why? Well, that means it's got a tried and proven system, because if it's been around for a long time, it means that it's economically stable. It's a company that's had success and it hasn't collapsed. And that's based upon a tried and proven system. And the other thing that's consistent amongst the top 100 is that they actually do business in greater than 20 countries. So again, what that means is that the model has been tried and proven in a number of different economies and seasons of business. So the Juice Plus company itself is in the top 1/3 of the top 100 companies in the network marketing profession. So we are perfectly placed. We have a company that has been around greater than 30 years, and we know it's involved in 23 countries around the world, and they're looking to expand into other markets. So we're in a good position. The network marketing profession is a very viable business option. It is an exponentially growing business model. People are realizing the value of being part of a network marketing company, whether they do it full-time, part-time, spare time, or in snatches of time, because the economy is such that it's not sustainable for everybody to be involved in, JOB, standard corporate business anymore. People are creating their own way. And we know with our network marketing model, we have a better way. So with regards to the Juice Plus company itself, why does it stand out? Why is it one of those top 30% of the top 100? Well, firstly, it satisfies that principle of greater than 30 years. The company itself has been around for 46 years, since 1970. It's a debt-free company. So what that means is we're not beholden to shareholders. We don't have any monies that we have to pay out to shareholders, and we're not beholden to the demands that they place. It's a solely owned company. It's a mission-driven company. We know that the products themselves are about human sustainability. So the very first product that the company ever put out, when it was called NSA, or National Safety Associates, was actually fire detectors. And that was before fire detectors were mandatory in buildings. The second product that they put out were air filtration units, before buildings were required to have air filtration units to reduce sick building syndrome. The next line of products that the company put out in the 80s and 90s were water filtration units, before we even had bottled water. And then, of course, their final product that they have now changed their name for is Juice Plus, whole food nutrition. And the Juice Plus products now have been around over 25 years. So we know we've got something that is solid and all about human sustainability. And when people are part of that mission, when people have aligned themselves with that mission of inspiring healthy living, again, their belief becomes that much stronger. So in 2014, the company actually changed their name to the Juice Plus Company. Why? Because they knew they were onto something. They knew that this was something that they could align themselves for the rest of their business life. And that's really, really exciting. I'm going to come back to the product in just a wee while, but we know it's a top quality product. We know there are over 35 studies that have now been published. In fact, at the recent World Conference, they actually told us that there were 5 new studies coming out over the next 12 months that will be published on the Juice Plus products. So that's really exciting. And they're partnered with NAI, which is the largest encapsulator in the Northern Hemisphere. So again, big industry is producing our products. It's a company that, as I said, is mission driven and has a great deal of philanthropy, which is driven by Jay Martin, who's at the top of the company. They are the largest donators towards the Boys and Girls Club in America. And Jay Martin is personally the biggest benefactor to St. Jude's Hospital in Tennessee. So St. Jude's Hospital is the only public hospital in the southern states. So if you remember, or if you know anything about the United States healthcare system, most of it is privately funded. You know, if you don't have health insurance through your job, you can't pay for healthcare. So St. Jude's Hospital is a truly public healthcare facility, and one of the biggest benefactors of St. Jude's Hospital is actually Jay Martin and the Juice Plus Company. And right here in Australia, we have Nutrition Plus, helping the health of Indigenous children around Australia. So, we have a very philanthropic mission, which is wonderful. I think it's something that we all should be aligning ourselves with is conscious capitalism. The same leadership has existed at the top of the company since the very beginning. As I mentioned, Jay Martin, who started the company in 1970, is still at the helm, with John by his side and my mate, Sean Hopkins, who's now just moved over to research and development. So these are men who have been aligned. Sean started the same year that I started. So he's been aligned with the company for 18 years, and he's now the Vice President for Research and Development. So it's nice to know that the people at the top have a vested long-term interest in the success of us and the success of the company. What's often sad for network marketing companies is when they get bought out by bigger companies, and then compensation plans change, or products get changed or amalgamated into bigger companies. So, we know that we have a solid leadership, and that's unlikely to change. Here in Australia, we have Peter and Louise, who last year had their 10-year anniversary as the owners of the company. And they've signed with the Juice Plus Company for another 10 years. So again, we have stable and lasting leadership in our company as well. And now, of course, we have Celine Egan, who's come on as the Director of Sales and Marketing, and again, who is here for the long term. So, again, we have long-term sustainable leadership, which is great. And of course, we have a lot of friends in the office who've been there since the beginning. We've got Jenny, we've got Lindy, we've got Lauren, we've got Francine, people that we all know personally. And it's really nice to be able to pick up the phone and talk to people that you know at head office, and you know that they are keen to help you grow. So that's really sort of quite comforting. The great thing about the Juice Plus Company, as I said before, is that they've had double-figure growth in all economic seasons. They've showed consistent business growth, especially in the last 10 years. And with the kind of numbers that are crunching out in Australia right now, every month we seem to be smashing records. So we know, once again, that we have a business model, a compensation plan that actually really works. And, this is combined with the fact that we are in the midst of a wellness revolution. 20 years ago when I first started, 25 years ago when I first started as a personal trainer, you'd be hard pressed to find another one. Now you can walk down the street and there's a personal trainer on every corner, plus there's a kinesiologist and, you know, a massage therapist and a naturopath and you can find any amount of wellness practitioners out there. So wellness is very big in the vision of most Australians. So we know we're placed in the right position right now. And Gordon Hester often talks about the S curve. So the S curve, whereas, you know, the first several years of a product, their growth is quite minimal while they're going through research and development. And then there's an upswing as people start to purchase the product, and then it kind of plateaus out as the market becomes saturated. So right now we are at the beginning of that upswing of that S curve. So we are perfectly placed right now. The thing about the product that I like is it's for everybody. It's simple. Like, who doesn't understand fruits and vegetables? It's consumable. You know, we turn over product every 4 months. It's not like when you buy yourself a Thermomix, like that's it. That's the last Thermomix I'm buying, you know, one Thermomix. Whereas with Juice Plus, someone is consuming your product on an ongoing basis. It's timeless. Like, I don't think fruits and vegetables are ever going to go out of fashion. We know how important fruits and veggies are. And as I said before, the science, you know, we're backed by the science. It is literally the most researched product of its kind out there in the market. And you know, it's got that entry point barrier. There is no product out there that will ever catch up as far as the amount and intensity of research that we have available. And the compensation plan works. I had an interesting conversation with a franchisee the other day who said that they had a competitor from another company come up to them and say, our compensation plan works better than yours. My answer to that is simply, you can't compare apples and oranges. You know, different marketing plans work. They work. But you have to just look around our company to show that our compensation plan works. And I don't need to compare my compensation plan to anyone else's. When I see people like the likes of Adam Westwick getting to National Marketing Director within 14 months and then smashing 100 Club within 18 months of being in the business, I know this compensation plan works. When I see the likes of, you know, Natalie Baldock and others being able to generate as a single mum $15,000 per month, I know this compensation plan works. So I think, you know, if you ever have somebody come up to you and challenge our compensation plan, be secure in the knowledge that it works. We have people making 5 and 6 figure incomes per year out of this marketing plan. So we know that it works. We don't need to compare. It is a timeless business model. It's low risk. $137.50 to enter into this business to potentially make money. I sometimes wish it was actually worth more. Then I think people would value it more. Probably not the $1.5 million that you pay for a McDonald's franchise, but I do sometimes think that, you know, if people paid a little bit more, they'd actually work a bit harder in the business. There are low fixed costs. There are very few overheads. Your job is simply to connect the customer with the company. You don't have to purchase product. You don't have to purchase inventory. You don't have to purchase marketing material. It's all online and free. So low fixed cost. There are quick profits to be made by following the team building bonuses and the bonus fast track program. And one thing that I know, having experienced lots of franchisees coming on board, is that those who make money quickly tend to stay. So I think it's really important to always introduce people to the team building bonuses and the fast track program to help them get into the money sooner rather than later. It gives people time flexibility. As we said before, you can work at full-time, part-time, spare time, and snatches of time. You can start part-time and become full-time. It's completely flexible. And as we said before, it's customer-driven, with over 70% of the people on Juice Plus being customers. And it is mission-driven. We have a mission to inspire healthy living around the world. So Gordon Hester, in his presentation, when talking about the Juice Plus company, reflected on the fact that the Juice Plus company provides the solution to 4 of the top 10 problems that we have in our world today. Firstly, that deepening economic inequality. It gives anybody an opportunity to get in at the ground level and build something successful. We have shown persistent job growth within the network marketing profession, and particularly the Juice Plus company. it overcomes the problem of that lack of leadership that we find around us and in the corporate world. This is a company that is built on personal development. In fact, Jeff Roberti is the one that has said that this is simply a personal development course wrapped up in a business. So it is something that helps teach all of us about leadership skills. And it addresses the fact that we have this enormous growth of the importance of health and well-being amongst people, both personally and also globally. So I think if anyone had a shakable belief system in the company or the network marketing business, then I'm hoping tonight there's some facts and figures in there that might help you to solidify your belief in the network marketing profession or the company. I would strongly encourage that if you haven't started to read around this, if your belief in the company is not 9, 10 out of 10, then you might want to find out why. If your belief in the industry is not completely unshakable, then some of the books that you can read or resources that you can access, I'd definitely go and have a look at GoPro. I think that's a really great place to start. There's 7 simple chapters on the 7 ways that you do this business successfully. It's really easy. It's a quick read. Beach Money by Jordan Adler is another fantastic one you can download from Amazon as an audiobook if you want, or even a Kindle book. Beach Money is a really fantastic one to read. MLM Blueprint, if you have issues around the industry or even issues around money, talking about money, saying to people that you quite like money and you wouldn't mind earning some money, then MLM Blueprint is by Cody Bateman is another really great one to read. And my favourite one at the moment, which I keep going back to, is The 4-Year Career by Richard Bliss Brooke, which again is a really easy read. It probably took me about maybe an hour to read. It's a really quick read, and it's a really ethical and credible book around the industry itself. So, they're great places to start. There's lots of other books that you can read around personal development and around the industry, but definitely if you have belief issues, then I would definitely start there because they're great ways of really addressing some of the issues that people have. So I'm going to open it up now and see if there's anybody that has any questions, things that people have asked you that might have stumped you, or objections that you had and you didn't really know how to answer, and perhaps we can start brainstorming on those. And I'm going to stop the recording.